Hi guys, Jay Olsen here once again, and today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different. So recently I've been talking about how visa changes have been coming about and people doing bad things in Japan, people maybe being kicked out of Japan. But I want to kind of turn the tables a little bit and talk about Japanese people being ridiculous. Now, I am completely fine with, 99.99% of Japanese people. And I don't believe physically in this realm that people are going to do anything stupid to me. Uh, and no one's done anything to me online yet. However, over the past year or so, Japanese social media has got a little bit extra extreme in terms of their anti-foreignness, anti-immigration and stuff like that, to the point where it's getting silly. And I don't mean silly as in they're just being racist or stuff. It's getting to the point where they're just being nonsensical. It's getting to the point where they're kind of following the suits of like America and the US, America and the UK, sorry, where everything is, like the fault of foreigners, or even if there's no evidence of something happening, it's the foreigner's fault. The foreigner must have done it, or if it's a Japanese person that have done it, they must have been the descendant of a foreigner. They must have been a Korean Japanese person or a Chinese Japanese person, because Japanese people, they don't commit crimes. And when I say that, I am not complaining about Japanese people. I am talking about these ridiculous ultra right wing. And to be honest, I don't even really know if it's fair to say right wing or ultra right wing, because I don't believe they understand politics at all. And this kind of goes into the same thing with, I believe it was yesterday or Saturday, they had the Unite the Kingdom March in the UK, and they call it like extreme right or ultra right. I just don't call it right or left or anything, because I don't believe these people understand politics even a slim amount. And I don't believe people who you call the extreme left also don't believe or understand politics too. For me, the people who understand politics the most are the people who never talk about politics. They watch the news, they see what's happening in real life, and then they just make their vote. What we have seen with media, social media, and stuff like that is now voicing what you think, you know, pays, especially Twitter. And I think this is where a lot of the anti immigration and anti foreigner sentiment is coming in Japan, is because now, with Twitter's new system of if you get lots of views and lots of engagement, you actually get paid by Twitter. So it helps if you only talk about foreign issues or what you believe to be foreign issues. Now, I am going to use some screenshots of tweets that I found, but I'm not going to show who sent them, because according to what I searched, Japanese defamation also includes social media. So if I show the account of a social media person, I don't. That could also be risky. So I'm just gonna use the content of the tweet itself and not the whole tweet, and hopefully that makes me fine. However, the funny thing is, a lot of the heating up against immigration in Japan is done by politicians, and they're not real politicians. They're like council members, people who have been voted in. And what they talk about are crimes that they believe have been done by foreigners. They talk about how Japan's safety has disappeared. Now, I see a lot of foreigners responding to this as well, trying to defend it and saying, it's not foreigners, you don't know what you're talking about, you have no evidence. If you are one of those people, don't bother. Like, don't respond to them. You know why? They don't care. This is the kind of thing about politics that I don't understand. And this is global. This is going to the US with Trump and Charlie Kirk and Hassan Piker, and then going to the UK with Tommy Robinson and stuff like that. And all the Antifa things and stuff like that, and now in Japan, when you're on these sides of the political spectrum, it doesn't matter what the other person says. You're not willing to listen to them. You're not willing to debate in good faith. You're not willing to have your opinion changed. All you want to do is shout your opinion, and then everyone forms these little echo chambers. The best political debates are with your friends who might have slightly different political views, and you might just have a discussion about what you think different changes might imply for the people or for the economy. When you're on this part of the spectrum, you are not, there's no point talking to them. There's no point trying to fight them. There's no point trying to make your case. There's no point even taking what they say seriously. That's because they are not part of the actual political system. They are just there because they feel they need to get their voice out there. They feel like they need to become famous, and they feel like they need people to follow them. The best people are the ones who are quiet, the ones who are analyzing, the ones who are really seeing what's going on and making decisions about it. So my advice to you is just don't engage with it. So there's been some thefts of copper and stuff like that. And if a foreigner is caught, yes, that foreigner is a bad person. But then if you say deport all foreigners, or this is why we need to stop immigration, that's when it becomes silly, because that person doesn't mentally understand the world. They talk about, it's like the ones when you say to them, okay, if we get rid of foreigners and we have no foreigners, who's going to work in the care homes? But then they'll say, if you just pay more, people will work in the care homes. It's like, no, 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 that's not how it works. If you pay people more to work in the care homes, it means they are going to stop working in the jobs that they currently do. If you are a person working in a school, and then they pay more to work in the care home, and then you move to the care home, the people then need to work in the school. Or if there's 1.2 million unemployed people in Japan, if you are willingly unemployed, you're not the kind of person I want to work in the care home. I don't want you looking after me if you're just going to be in your room playing video games all day, not working on purpose. You are not the kind of person who should be responsible for the care of old people. And when they say we need to get rid of all the people working in convenience stores, you're not going to get people working in convenience stores, like Japanese people working in convenience stores suddenly, because who wants to work minimum wage dealing with shitty customers? And it's not just a case of, well, if you raise the salary, people will do it. No, because if you raise the salary, what's gonna happen? The price of the products will increase, and then you'll complain that things are getting more expensive. So this is why you can't take these people seriously. They don't have a proper circular view of everything that's going to happen. For example, back to the care home debates, because that's a big issue in Japan. As the population gets older, we need people working in care homes. Okay, raise the salary to 500,000 yen a month. Nice. Am I gonna go? Well, not me, but as a Japanese person, am I gonna move to Akita Prefecture just to get a better salary? Hell no. It's not just about the salary. Who's gonna go to Ehime to work in a care home? Who's gonna go to Okinawa to work in care homes long term? It's just not logistical. That's why we need foreigners to come in, and it sounds kind of like ignorant and cruel to say we need the low paid workers to come in and take the low paid jobs, because it kind of makes it look like objects more than humans. But realistically, we need people to come and take these factory jobs for low pay, because it needs to be done. If we paid more and stuff like that and Japanese people did it, it would move the workforce in different places. Japanese people also have dreams. Actually, everyone have dreams. It's a very weird thing, but you know, you can't just tell all the Japanese people who are in school now, guys, forget your dreams because we need you in the care homes. You're not going to be doctors, you're not going to be teachers, you're not going to be businessmen. You guys, you're the care home generation. This is why it doesn't work. So we need foreigners to be here. Now the funny ones are the ones who blame every crime on a foreigner. It must have been a foreigner, with no evidence. A few months ago, there was these, bullying videos of Japanese kids beating the crap out of people. And you would get these people on social media be like, they must be foreigners. One of their parents must be Chinese. It's incomprehensible that Japanese people bully each other. But then they conveniently forget other things, like just the other day, there was news that unfortunately an old lady in her 60s was murdered in her home by four 16-year-old Japanese boys who had gone in to rob her house, instructed by a Japanese couple. That kind of news, it conveniently gets forgotten. They forget the news of the husband who killed his wife, or the Japanese man who went and stalked his ex-girlfriend and killed her in the Pokemon Center, or the man who broke into the disabled care home facility and murdered a lot of people. They forget that news exists, or else they conveniently forget that news exists because there's more pressing issues. We don't want foreigners to scratch their names into the shrines. No. That's way more important than making sure that people don't get essayed and killed. I don't know what YouTube's going to allow, but I'm not getting monetized for this anyway. Let's be real. There's more pressing issues, guys. With this, there's too many foreigners lining up at ramen restaurants. Never mind the people getting killed in their homes. This is why when people say, it's becoming tense online, it's not. Just don't engage with it. Don't read it, and just don't take it seriously, because these people aren't serious. I have heard the occasional story of someone saying something to someone's face, like "go home." I don't know if I often believe it, but if someone says "go back to your country," just fuck them. Who cares? Ignore them. Every country has bad people. If one bad person says to you, "go back to your country, you stupid foreigner," just be like, haha, I'm living life. I'm living my dream. Go F yourself. You're unhappy. Just don't engage with it. Don't say anything to them. Just go the other way. Just don't engage with it. There's bad people everywhere. Just don't let these little instances get you down. And then remember that, unfortunately, being provocative, being extreme pays, unfortunately. Now we can see all of these podcasts or these media companies, these new media companies, or these streamers who feed off the extremism on both sides. So just try not to feed in it as best as you can. But yeah, I'm Jake. Thanks all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.